Hi everybody, it's me, Raina. Um, I'm still not feeling well, but I needed to come on and tell you this. First of all, how are you doing? How's everybody? I hope everybody's well. And it's starting to turn in Delaware here. The leaves are starting to turn. It depends on what kind of tree you're looking at. Some are turning orange already. Some are still kind of green. And we have a red maple out front. It's kind of starting to lose its leaves. It's Bobby's son Michael's tree. He passed when he was 14. He had cerebral palsy, and they planted that tree in his honor. And it's always so beautiful. It's a beautiful bright. It's a miniature, and it's starting to the leaves are starting to go on it. But anyway, so I did have a vision this morning, and when I see a vision, like just doing, I can see a vision like at any time. They just happen, and it's like a projector. Those old fashioned projectors where they like in school where they used to show like a movie, and you could they would point it to the screen at the front, but this kind of points the picture, and it's always like to the right, and I can see it, and it's like everything else is normal. But I can still see the projector, what's going on, the picture that I'm being shown. And it was about summer. And I was standing there, and I was right next to the well where I she showed me that she is. And I've never been that close to the well before, and I was a little scared because I guess I've seen too many horror movies, and I was afraid that she would like come out or something. And I could see that it was made partially of bricks too. Like instead of just they looked like stone, like slate, or stones. But it was made of a lot of it was made of bricks, and some of them had moss on them. And I could see them very intricately, like it was a small bricks, and they were going around. And I saw it went to the other side, and there were things kind of piled in the middle, and there were leaves around the well, and it wasn't real high, but I was standing there looking at it, and I was so close to it, and I was still a little afraid of being so close to the well that I could see the moss on it. And I saw the tree, like I always see the tree, and I was kind of waiting because I knew she was in the well. And suddenly somebody passed in front of me, a man, and he was taller than me, and he had like a leather jacket on, like a policeman, and it was like a warm jacket, and he had a patch on the side of it, like he was a policeman or a patrolman or a state trooper or something like that. I could see, and he had dark hair, and it wasn't really important, but he passed in front of me like I wasn't even there, and he was standing in front of the well, and it was very it's weird how these things happen. And he looked at the well, and I could see there were orange leaves around the well. It wasn't covered completely. There were just orange leaves starting to collect around the well. And he was looking at it, and it was like it had been identified, and that he knew. And he touched the well, and he looked at it, and he was like in no hurry to do anything about it, but it had been identified, and he knew. And I was so relieved, and I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I was so relieved, and I thought, thank God. And he just touched the well, and there was no big hurry because he already knew, and it was already discovered, and she was already gone. So there was no big hurry to get her out, or they would have to like do the whole forensics of the whole area and everything. It was just the beginning. The first touch on the well was like the beginning, and he didn't have to look in there or send cameras down. And that was just the beginning, was the first touch on the well, was, the beginning of the discovery. And I was so happy that this had happened, that this was finally discovered. And the little orange leaves were kind of coming down from the trees, and that's what there was. It was time, and there was no hurry because she was already gone. And I just, it stopped, and that was the message. And it means that it's they've already found this, or they haven't discovered everything, because I saw the searchers in another vision going up when the leaves were all brown on three wheelers. It was colder then, and they were probably gonna, do searching and for things. My dogs. And anyway, it was a different time, but this was actual contact. He just came into my view, like he came in front of me, like he didn't even see me. And I had been standing next to the well, and suddenly he came in front of me in this leather jacket, and his patches on his side. I knew he was a policeman, or a trooper, some sort of a trooper, state trooper, and that was the end of the vision. So and people who say, oh, you're crazy. How could you possibly think this or that? You don't have to agree with me, but don't be rude about it, okay? I'm not rude to you. Don't come on my page and be rude to me. This is what she shows me. And I believe in what she shows me. If you notice, I don't zigzag back and forth every other day with new theories. I've been sticking very close to my original theory, just adding things to it as I'm shown. Okay? So it's getting very close. And like I said, I've seen December 12th, December 14th. I've done with my little dice thing. And I got numbers. I felt that those were the numbers. They seemed, first I saw November, but then I saw other numbers, and they added up to both times to different combinations, but it was 12-5 or 12-14. So that's what I saw, and I just wanted to share that with you. And so, okay. Well, I will see you. I wanted to work on messages from Michael today, but my throat is too sore, and I want to finish, talking about soul development and different types of souls, find out which kind you are, and I'm still working on what kind I am, and we still have to talk about old souls and transcendental souls. We hit on mature souls, but I kind of rushed it because wasn't feeling too good, but I called the doctor's office, and they're going to send me probably some antibiotics, because my ears are starting to, maybe it'll help, just have to get through this. That's all. And thank you, everybody, for everybody wish me well, and to get better. I appreciate it more than you could possibly know. And, I love you, and I want to take care of yourselves. And I'll be talking to you. I'll probably be on tomorrow, and we can do some more from messages from Michael. And there's still a lot. There's so much more that we can talk about, and and I appreciate your comments, and and somebody sent something very interesting this morning. One of our people, she said about Brian Laundrie, and it's her information, so she sent it to me in an email, so she knows who she is, and if she wants to share it, it's her business. She sent it to me, and I thought it very interesting, very, very interesting, and it seems very plausible to me, and because, like I said, I know he's not dead. He was so close to me in that vision. I could have reached out and throttled him. See how he liked it. You know, I, he was so close. Everything was so close. And those dead women were next to me. But they were dead, and he was quite alive. And I think that the man that helped them, that they hired, might have taken Brian with him back to the country where he came from. That's how he got Brian out of the country. He took him. And he made an easy passage for him somehow. And that was part of the deal. Or they may have, I know they have relatives in Southern Europe. I know they do. I just know it. And they might have somehow a friend of a friend of a family friend of a friend, that sort of thing. They might have taken him in. But I'm leaning more towards Mexico, so he wouldn't have had to cross the ocean. But he's alive. And it'll be surprising what kind of stuff the FBI is going to come up with. They're eventually going to have to spit something up, about those remains, because they're not Ryan's and where they got them. And this was very interesting what she told me, and I really appreciate it. She's quite a sleuth and a detective. And by the way, I'd stay out of drama. I don't go in and get into any of the drama, so because I don't want to. And I like to keep my mind clear, my path clear. I listen to the source. That's where I get most of my information. Oh, and I pull these cards. I asked Summer, first, I asked Summer how she felt, if she had anything to say, and she gave me the cup of heart, the cup of, the Ace of Cups, which means love. I mean, she was telling me she loved me. And she showed me these cards. I said, "Is this the end? Is this coming to an end?" And I got the Ace of Coins, which is land, the land card, which I always considered their land, where she was. I got the Knight of Cups reverse, which means messages but lies. Somebody who's bringing forth something. It looks like it's love and it's, friendship and something that's warm and inviting, but it's brought on a horse, a guy on a horse. He's bringing forth love and everybody's in a reverse position, which means he's a phony and he's full of it. We all know that who that is. um there's the Seven of Wands, which is arguments, instability, um just the seven has to do with self-esteem issues, changes, things that aren't stable. And then we got the Tower, which is the breaking down of something that's been um, established. It's the ending card, basically. And with these cards, and then we got Judgment, which means the end. A judgment is made. The cards together say, yes, it's time. It's time. This is almost over. And and this is what I saw this morning in that little vision that was sent from maybe Summer, my little baby Summer, and it showed that the policeman touched the well. That was the first step. He reached out his hand and touched it, and there was no big hurry because they had what they needed, and I was really, really happy about it. And it wasn't. It was getting. They were collecting. They were collecting their evidence. They had it. They were just waiting. They had nothing. They didn't have to hurry about it because they had everything they needed. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that gives you some hope. Certainly did me. So I love you, and I will talk to you soon. And we'll finish along the messages from Michael and find out about who you are, what kind of soul you are, what kind of stage you are in your development and everything. And I'll find out too. I know I'm an old soul. I know that. But I think I might be an artisan. But anyway, we find out so we can find out together what you are, and we'll talk more about the messages. And so anyway, I love you, and take care of yourselves. And you take your vitamin C, and don't get the vaccine. The disclaimer, it's my opinion, my opinion, my opinion. Bye. Have a nice day.